Hi, my name is Mary Beth Bredinger, and I am the Secretary for the American with Disabilities ADA Council for the City of Spencer. We are a caring group of individuals who meet once a month to improve the lives of those with disabilities. Most people already have or will have some kind of disability in their lifetime. It isn't always something you can see or hear. Some disabilities are mild and some are severe. Some are physical and some are mental. Some people are born with their disability and others are a result of an injury or accident. Today I'm going to introduce you to one of our ADA members, my friend Denny Johnson, who is going to answer some questions for you about his disability. Thank you, Denny, for being here. Your disability was from a diving accident.
Correct.
How old were you when it happened, and can you tell us a little bit about what occurred?
See, I was 22, and we were canoeing on the river, and we'd stopped and had lunch and just had been swimming in this certain area, and I just happened to dive in at the wrong time, and I hit something and broke my neck, my 6th and 7th clavicle vertebrae, and that was way back before cell phones, so it took a long time for to get down the river to a place to where we could get the ambulance, and they took me to Sioux City, and I was in Sioux City for almost 10 months, and I had they call a halo vest. It's when a metal ring went around your head it stretches your neck out to let the vertebrae heal, and yeah, that was quite a deal back, being 22 and going from walking and doing all the things I did to not doing all that stuff. So it affected my legs and some of my hand movement. It affected that, and that's basically the main things that it did. But kind of cut out my canoeing and my motorcycle riding and all the other activities like that I did. So you got to be so careful when you're swimming like that, because you never know how deep it is or if there's anything underneath the water when you dive in, so they always, feet first. It's recommended feet first when you can't see or if you haven't been there before, and just main safety things, it doesn't take any longer to just walk in there and see what's there than it does just to straight off dive in and end up with a situation like mine. My family's been a big support, and some of my friends that I had back then, some of them I still have and some of them I don't, some stuck with me, and of course, you get older and everybody goes their own ways and everything, but yeah, the first couple years it was, you have a group of your friends, and then all of a sudden get less and less and less. So yeah, it was kind of tough that way, but I mean, you go on.
I see you have gloves with you. Do you use those
I wear
all the time when you're?
A lot of the time, especially when I'm outside and stuff, your feet getting dirty, your hands get dirty from pushing on your wheels, and then they're a little tough on your fingers, they little scrape and cuts here and there. Besides, it keeps my hands clean, so yeah, I go through about 2 pair of gloves a year. Put new tires on. The back ones now have air in them, and yeah, I have to fill them up with air every so often and put new tires on them, because it's like a bicycle or car, the tread wears out.
Yep.
And one year, our ADA group was in the Flag Fest parade, and we were on a pontoon going down Grand, and one of my front tires popped and blew up. I don't know if Rosie remembers that or not, but yeah, we were just going down Grand and sitting there on that pontoon, and it went boom, and sounded like a gun going off. I have a van that I drive. It's got hand controls that are underneath the steering wheel. And I don't know if you see like the transit buses and the school buses that have the lift that come out the side. I have one of them. And get on that, get in the van, and transfer from my chair to the driver's seat and take off, and that's how I drive. So, besides my wheelchair, I have a little scooter that I ride on. I used to go out on the trail in my chair, but a shoulder injury a couple years ago slowed me down doing that, It's like using your arms for something that your legs were supposed to be doing,
Right.
and it wears on your shoulders a little bit more, so, but yeah. And then with the scooter, I can get around a lot faster and see more stuff.
Right.
The first chair I had when I got hurt weighed 75 pounds. This one weighs 22. So it made a lot of difference in the amount of pushing around you could do. I use a sliding board. You can put it underneath your leg and just kind of slide across to something. And if I don't have it, I can just, just lift yourself across. I have a little tool that I don't have a lot of button-up shirts, but you stick it through the buttonhole and grab the button and pull it back through, let's see, some cooking utensils that are designed a little bit different that I don't use very often, because I'm a terrible cook. But they make little gadgets, I would call them, to help you out here and there. And cabinets, the main cabinets are lower for the countertops, and the sink has a cutout under it so I can roll underneath it. And on the bottom of the cabinets, they have a taller cutout so I can get my feet underneath them. And let's see, the stove is a little shorter. I got I don't know, I guess they call it a reacher, a grabber, one of them that you can squeeze and grab something. Or I have a stick that's about 4 foot long that I got a coat hook on one end and just a little stopper on the other, that can reach out and, grab something or push it or snag it and get it, and it takes longer, it's not as easy. Get your shoes on or change your jeans or whatever, You can't just stand up and pull them right up. To reach something, I can't reach it up high, and definitely helps when somebody says, may I help you do something, or do you need help with this, or, and if I do, it's great. But, and if I don't, I say, no thanks, I got her, but thanks anyway, The weather is challenging. When it's cold, my lift doesn't work as good because it's hydraulic oil, and when it's cold, it really slows down. And you got to plan ahead a little more. Somebody says, hey, let's go do something. Well, can we get in that place first?
Right.
And what's going on with the weather? Or, there's a lot of places that are accessible. And then, there's still a few that aren't really, but they're getting fewer and fewer all the time. So somebody's going to get a disability in their lifetime as you get older. Don't be afraid to look for help out there. There's a lot of different places that'll, help you figure this out or that out, or, if you need help maybe building accessible bathroom or design of a wheelchair ramp or something onto your house, something like that, or a vehicle that's handicap accessible. There's a lot more of that available nowadays than there used to be. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there that he can tap into that will help you. So, and don't be afraid to do it, because that's what it's there for.